and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. On today's show, we are chatting with Kelly Cobble of the Quincy Art Association, find out what they have been up to, and also learn all about the 23rd Annual Arts Fest that is coming up later on this month. First, though, as always, we do check weather and news for you. Currently in Quincy, it's beautiful out there, mix of sun and clouds, 68 degrees right now. It'll be up into the comfortable low 70s this afternoon. The humidity is gone, just a few high thin clouds. Tonight, very comfortable again. Look at the temperatures this evening. Downright fall-like with lows in the upper 50s, and not a bad Labor Day weekend coming up, certainly better than Memorial Day or the 4th of July. Tomorrow is the pick of the weekend for sure. Abundant sunshine, nice and mild with a high around 80 degrees. There is a slight chance for a shower on Sunday. Will be mostly cloudy with again a high near 80 degrees. A better chance for showers right on Labor Day, Monday, with off and on showers. Still warm though with a high around 80 degrees. Again, partly sunny, 68 in Quincy right now. In the news today, Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch says that he doesn't believe that the Quincy Teachers Union is negotiating fairly for a new contract. Earlier this week, the mayor said he believed that the majority of Quincy teachers would accept the current offer of a 2-year contract with a 3% raise. But he says union leadership has other ideas.
I really don't know. I know the teachers. He was supposed to be negotiating in good faith, but the leadership has been, in my opinion, pretty mouthy, mimicking some of the MTA stuff. Too bad. They the ones that opted not to meet till September, and then they were critical of me on social media that I wouldn't meet, which was a lot of baloney. But by the way, it's the school committee as well. It's not just me on that side of the street. Mm-hmm. It's the superintendent school committee that get involved in negotiations, whereas the city side, it's purely the mayor that drives the contracts. Yes, I appreciate the dedication and the work of all of our employees. Certainly our teachers, looking forward to going back to school with them. And my guess is if you polled the teachers, they would probably all vote for this and move on. But leadership is being a little bit problematic, but that's okay. That's part of the process, and I think we've certainly been negotiating in good faith. I'm not so sure they have been.
Unions representing city laborers, librarians, maintenance workers, and others all ratified the 2-year 3% raise agreement earlier this week, covering fiscal years 2021 and 2022, and also agreed to begin negotiating for 3-year contracts soon. The mayor says the Quincy Teachers Union delayed contract negotiations until this month. New MBTA Red Line cars won't be back in service this year. The T says they're still investigating the cause of a March 16th derailment on the Orange Line with the same type of car that will be on the Red Line. 2 of the new Orange Line cars are back in service, but the T says it's unclear when the new Red Line trains will be back on the tracks. Officials do believe there's a problem with the equipment that helps the trains turn and with some switching gear on the tracks. The T also says the plans to put 252 new Red Line cars in service has been delayed a full year, now not until September of 2024. Quincy Board of License Commissioners is reviewing a proposal for a new type of store in Quincy Center. Go Puff wants to open up a location on School Street. Some argue that the chain is a fulfillment center, not a retail store. Fulfillment centers are not allowed under current Quincy Center zoning regulations. City Clerk Nicole Crispo, the chair of the Board of License Commissioners, says the proposal will be reviewed again at their meeting on September 21st.
And there was a mailing done according to Mass General Law and ad in the paper. So everything that GoPuff has done to date is where they should be. But there were some logistical questions. There were some concerns about traffic and things like that. There's also an ability to go into the store and to So you go to a counter and there's an iPad there, and you order your things off the iPad, and somebody then packages them up and brings them out to you. So it's not a retail store. You're not going in and shopping around. There's no lottery there. There's no nips there. There's nothing like that. So, it is a new concept. So we definitely had some questions, concerns, board members, also residents of the city, parishioners. One of the pastors was there. So they asked for them to have some time to work out the logistics, to work with the city, and we granted that. So they will be coming back to us on September 21st.
So like Nikki described, GoPuff customers do place their orders online or through their app and then pick them up at the location. The company will also deliver within a 30-minute radius. The Reverend Cliff Brown, pastor of the nearby Christ Church Episcopal, did express concern about how GoPuff would impact traffic and create litter in that area. One man has now been charged with robbing the same bank in Braintree 3 times since 2016. 33-year-old David Poulos was arrested in Lynn this week. He's charged with Monday's robbery at the Rockland Trust on Washington Street in Braintree Square. But police say Poulos was on probation after being convicted of robbing the same bank in 2016, and he's now charged with robbing that same bank in July of this past year. Police identified Poulos from these surveillance pictures. In the robberies, police say Poulos presented a note demanding cash and then fled on foot with some money. No weapons were ever shown. He reportedly has addresses in Braintree and Rockland. Poulos is now facing charges in Quincy District Courts. Coming up, we sit down with Kelly Cobble of the Quincy Art Association. Next. Welcome back. I'm sure the folks at the Quincy Art Association are really hoping and praying for weather that we're going to have this weekend, for the weekend of September 25th and 26th for the 23rd Annual Arts Fest at Adams Field. Kelly Cobble from the Art Association has stopped on by to tell us all about it. Nice to see you, Kelly.
Nice to see you. Thank you for having us on.
Yeah, a pleasure as always. It's,
yes.
like I said, the 23rd Annual this year, so it's really become a staple
yes.
event in the fall for the city of Quincy, right?
Yes, even though we're a little rusty coming back to it. We
Yeah.
hated to miss last year,
Right.
but we're back full force, and the artists were very eager to show their works. Many of them were very productive during COVID,
Yeah.
some of them not so much, but we're still pushing them to give us their works. So everybody has a little stash, you know,
sure.
whether,
Yeah.
whether they've created anything new or not.
We're looking forward to it.
Yes.
Although there was no Arts Fest in 2020, the Art Association did plod along
We
with
sure
doing some things.
We sure did.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm so proud of actually what
Yeah.
we could accomplish. Again, thanks to Tony and his wonderful graphic design. We did put up a beautiful art gallery on our website, which is still there.
Okay.
And all members are still encouraged to add to it at any time to
Okay.
have their work represented. And, you know, all they have to do is send him an image, and he does his work by making it look like a professional art gallery, a
Okay.
virtual art gallery anyway.
Yeah.
So that was our, you know, big accomplishment, although we did have some Zoom classes and so on. But the other thing would be that we just kept ourselves alive
Yeah.
during COVID
Yeah.
and did whatever we could virtually. So it was okay. Lot of lessons learned.
Oh, I'm sure. And I
Yes.
would think some of them will probably persist, won't they? Some of the virtual
Absolutely.
aspects
Yes.
of it. Yeah.
Yes. So it's been a good thing.
Yeah.
We got to, like I said, learn a lot of different techniques.
Sure. Well, art in general would be a great outlet, I would think, during times of stress and anxiety.
That's what we were hoping for and encouraging.
Sure.
And that's why we wanted to encourage our members to keep in touch, you know, virtually and also know that they had outlets. We also used social media as much as we could. We had little not contests, but incentives on Facebook,
Okay.
whether it was a theme or, show us pictures of landscape, seascape, interiors, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Deserted city streets.
oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Still live.
Yeah. So, but fortunately, 2021's been a little better, right? You've been able to do
Absolutely.
some things in
Yes,
person.
yes. We were actually able to have some spring classes.
Yes.
Definitely had some good summer camps for
Okay.
children.
Oh.
We had our clay studio up and running, and our regular art camps going. And right now, we still have a beginners sketching and painting class
Oh, you
going
do?
on Sunday afternoons.
Okay. All right. And these are all at the Art Association?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
So it's nice to have in-person events
Absolutely,
again. Yeah.
yes. Everybody was anxious for that. so.
Sure. How did you kind of manage the facility itself over High School Avenue?
Lots of cleaning.
Okay. Yeah.
There were only like one or two of us in the building
Yeah.
throughout most of the time, and we just had to keep going in and keep the office stuff going,
Right.
and just like I said, kept it clean, and we just had to endure it, really. But again, a lot of communication, external, and through the phone and via
Yeah.
Zoom, unfortunately.
You're an all-volunteer organization. So how did you fare financially?
Well, not good,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But actually, the mayor did recognize us with some COVID funds, which
Okay.
helped significantly.
Oh, good. Okay.
And helped. We really only had our utilities that
Right.
we had to worry about. We had to keep the heat on, and so on and so forth. So insurance and those kind of things.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
Stuff
that's the
people don't think about,
that's
but it has
the
to be
less
taken
sexy
care of.
side of
That's
the
right.
Art Association.
That's
but
right, yeah.
we did manage, and again, fortunately, we kept our expenses down because we
Yes.
didn't have too many activities.
Well, right, yeah.
But we did have some success with the classes, and we were able to at least pay teachers.
Okay.
At least enough to get by.
Okay.
And that was very important, a very, very important decision on our part. We wanted to make sure we could still keep whoever we could employed.
Yeah, I've been saying this all through the pandemic that certainly, people work in retail and restaurants and hospitality severely impacted, but also the arts community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like I said, some thrived and others, were really devastated
Struggled,
by
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's interesting. I think we've joked before, trying to run an art association is sometimes like herding goldfish, Most of the artists want to just be in their own little
Sure.
studio by themselves
Yeah.
in their introverted world and making art. And
Right.
so it's hard to come out and be part of a larger organization. But we
Yes.
have some very dedicated folks that are passionate about making art and culture, keeping it alive in the area. So, again, some people were comfortable being isolated, and other ones, I think, just needed the community.
Yes.
And that's why we tried to just keep ourselves available to them through whether it be Zoom calls and reaching out to them through, even if it was a constant contact or a newsletter. We just tried to keep communications open and let them know that we were still there,
Yeah.
even though we couldn't come together physically.
Right.
So this Arts Fest will be the opportunity to find out how productive some of them were, and so we're-
COVID art, if you will, right?
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. So we'll be taking in the art September 12th. And so that will be our first time kind of seeing what, right now we only have titles and
Oh,
registration.
I see, okay,
We know
yeah.
who has brought in some, or who has registered their art to be shown, but we
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet. So
Okay. In terms of numbers, do you think it's going to be comparable to previous Arts Fest?
it's a little bit smaller.
Little smaller? Okay.
But we, about 150 pieces. So,
Okay.
we'll fill up that tent.
Okay.
There's no doubt. We have a lot of photography, so we're really happy that South Shore Camera could join us. And, we have a few pieces of children's artwork as well
Okay.
that were produced at the Art Association or virtually,
Yes. Yep.
which was a big challenge for our teachers and for the children, but they were doing it with public school anyway. So, but we were happy that some families wanted to keep their children in art even during COVID.
Super.
So
And
we're proud.
Sculpture and
Yes,
other media
absolute
also?
mixed
Okay.
media. Pen and ink
Okay.
seemed popular this year. So, Can't wait.
So it sounds like it'll be, yeah, mostly a full-fledged
Absolutely,
Arts Fest. Yeah.
absolutely.
And really the first big in-person event for the association, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Because the arts affair that we usually participate in August was virtual.
Right.
This year, unfortunately, we had to make that call
Yeah.
much earlier than all the before the COVID restrictions were picked up.
Yes.
But we did our best, and it was a successful show, and
Yeah.
people still won awards. So
Okay, that's
and
good.
we still had a presence at Marina Bay. Had a
Yes.
successful raffle. And again, we encourage everybody who does come to the Arts Fest to participate in our raffle and to buy some art, because that's what keeps everybody going.
That's how they make their living, you know?
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. Did you
Yes.
collaborate with other art associations
Yes.
in the area?
Oh, many are look to be part of the Arts Fest because they know it's a big show.
Quincy's
and,
the signature event.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. So yes, we do have many other art associations represented. So we look forward to collaborating, and some of them come and volunteer with us.
Yeah. Okay.
So we all get to chit chat. I mean, we always exchange resources and ideas
Sure.
and people. So we're always in constant contact.
Yeah,
South
yeah.
Shore is a pretty small place.
Yeah, well, and Quincy's the biggest community on the South Shore.
Exactly.
In this region,
And
at
so we have
least.
great resources.
So they
yeah.
look to it, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I know typically entertainment's also a big part of
Yes.
Arts Fest.
Yes.
So is that the case again this year?
Absolutely,
Okay, okay.
absolutely. I don't know all the details,
right,
unfortunately.
okay.
I'm just dealing with the big tent.
Okay.
But I know that we have been talking to the Parks Department, and they're busy
Yep.
working. Actually, it's the Recreation Department that does the entertainment
Okay.
and the food and all the children's activities.
Yes, they're extremely popular.
Yes,
They really are.
yes.
People love to just come and stay the day.
It's
you know.
perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Enjoy
Like I
the-
said, especially with the right weather.
Yeah. Yes, I know.
Yes.
Hopefully, all the hurricanes are blown out of here.
Please,
You know,
please.
Get them out
right.
of their system.
We'll sacrifice ourselves these next couple of weeks if we're guaranteed good weather.
Right, exactly. Now, did you
Yes.
find that maybe some new artists found some hidden talent during the pandemic that they didn't know they had? Or?
Well, yes, actually. I do know that I just happen to recognize a couple of new names.
Okay.
Don't know. I haven't met them personally.
Yeah.
Like I said, I look forward to that when they drop off their artwork. And, we'll see how they do.
Okay. And I know you yourself have dabbled,
Oh,
Kelly.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And again, I haven't picked up a brush in a while,
Oh.
but like I said, maybe time will come.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you mentioned students, so the school department is contributing,
Yes,
if you will?
absolutely,
Okay.
yes.
Some of the young artists, some of the works are really quite amazing.
Amazing. Yes. So, we look forward to seeing it. I can't wait. I think I actually talked to Heather Glynn, who is a art teacher at the Atlantic Middle School.
Okay.
And I did happen to see some of her virtual work that she had to do. Again, it was challenging for them, but she did a great job teaching the elements of art, via Zoom. And her focus, as she said, was using materials that the kids could find at home
Okay.
and
Yeah.
making something out of it. And she
Right.
really is a very, very creative person. And her artwork will be represented in the Art Association as well through photography and sculpture.
Oh,
So,
interesting. Okay.
she's always a mainstay of ours. But
Okay.
it was fun talking to her and getting caught up and hearing her perspective on how it was from full-time teachers
Yes.
surviving
Remotely,
it.
yeah.
And especially with art, since it's so hands-on and so interactive. But
Right. Yeah.
she did a good job.
So the Arts Fest is a juried show. I mean, this is a competition, too.
Yes,
Yeah.
well, that's one element.
Okay.
So members
Yep.
have their own part of the show, and they can just submit anything, and they compete among themselves
I see.
for
Okay.
prizes for first and second place. And then the jury, it comes from anybody outside of the Art Association, and that's where we get a lot of the other art associations.
Sure.
And then we also have the Best of Quincy category.
okay.
So that in itself is something that is another competition that people can try to win prizes for. So,
Fun. Okay.
yeah.
Very good.
And that's
a
popular.
lot of works are donated, I know, for you to raffle off as well.
Yes.
Will that take place again this year?
Yes,
It will.
yes. So we haven't had a lot. So
Okay.
any artists out there who
Yep.
are watching us now, please contact us and send your donations. But we also take other things besides artwork. as well in the arts community. We've had nice books,
Oh.
submitted for raffle items, and sometimes we've had artist care packs put together, like
Really?
a basket that, are artsy types of things.
I
So,
see, okay.
Yep.
All right, so
Any
different ways.
raffle items will do.
Okay. How does one become a member of the Quincy Art Association, Kelly?
Well, they can go to our website,
Okay.
and there's a form online that they can fill out. And I believe, thanks to COVID, we've finally figured out a way that they can even pay for it
All
online.
right.
So
See, some good things have come out of this.
exactly. But if they can't,
Yes.
just fill it out and send us an email, and we'll figure it out for you. But
Okay.
QuincyArtMA.org
Okay.
is our website, and then of course QuincyArtMA@yahoo.com is our email address,
Okay.
and we will respond.
Okay. And there's a phone number too. Is there somebody answering phones, or is it a
Usually
answering
it's a
system?
machine.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So far we just have again, because of COVID, we
Yep.
don't encourage a lot of people being in the office, just sitting there
Absolutely.
waiting for things to happen.
Yeah.
So
But somebody will get back if you leave a
absolutely.
message. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
You must be very excited to hear earlier this year the announcement about a performing arts center
Absolutely.
coming to
Yes.
Quincy.
Yes.
In
yes.
the future, it's got a ways to go.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes. So Dan Myers and I were able to be part of the planning committee. So
Okay,
we
yeah.
got our ideas and our needs represented.
Mm-hmm.
So we're very happy and very excited to see that happen. I will say
Yeah.
we also have another smaller showing opportunity at our fingertips, and the mayor has given us some temporary space in the Monroe Building
Oh.
to open up a gallery.
Really?
So that is very, very early in the works right
okay.
now.
All
You
right.
will be
well, the
hearing.
city just bought that building. so,
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
So we're in the very infancy stage
Okay, all
of
right.
planning it and preparing it to be open, hopefully in the fall. Hopefully that will be our next big push after the Arts Fest
Okay.
to have a showing. We're really
Wow.
planning on maybe late October
Okay.
to have that open. So everybody be watching for big announcements coming from Quincy Art Association.
Oh, that must be very exciting. Is that the first kind of public gallery that the Art Association will have?
We believe so.
Ever, yeah.
And it's something that we have wanted and needed, for so long, and especially downtown will
Yes.
give us a much better location.
Yeah.
So
That's
our building we would love to use, and we have in the past utilized it for some small shows,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
unfortunately it really is a learning institution more than an exhibit
Yeah,
type
it's
of
school,
place.
right? It's art school.
Exactly, exactly. So, we're hoping that this will really be a game changer.
That's exciting. That
Yes,
really is.
yes, yes.
Because, of course, as you know, the Welcome Center is already opened.
That's right,
There. So
that's right.
if you get folks coming in for the Welcome Center, and
Exactly.
say, oh,
Yes,
Quincy
and
has an art association, and here's some of their
absolutely.
works. Yeah.
A gallery will be quite a draw. Yes.
Sure.
So we will have some good visibility as
Okay.
well, and try to draw in the people from that
Yeah.
area.
That's. I think that's exciting.
Yes.
Because how long has the Art Association been in existence, Kelly?
I needed these
mid-80s, I wanna
numbers
say?
earlier.
Yeah, or maybe late 70s.
Late 70s,
Yeah.
yes. Again, thanks to Annette Pagliarandi.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
So for the first time in over 40 years,
That's
to have a
right. I
public
know.
gallery,
She
yeah.
would be thrilled out of her mind
Right.
because this was definitely part of her vision
Oh, for
as
sure.
well. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I
so-
know the mayor talked about activating the Hancock Adams Common with public art. So here,
Mm-hmm. That's
is
right.
one way that might happen.
Absolutely, and we'll help, perpetuate that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
How many members now? Even roughly.
Oh,
I know you were told there'd be no math, but
exactly. Right. Yeah, I don't even know. Probably, close to 200.
really, okay.
Yeah. I hope.
Yeah.
Some of them might not be so active, but
Okay.
their name is on the list anyway.
Okay.
Yes.
And then is there volunteer opportunities?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, we've been reaching out to anybody that has expressed an interest in the past, and we had a couple of people expressed interest over the year.
Okay.
So we are reaching out. We have a Google Doc that people can fill in
Okay.
where they can put in their time.
Okay. And I would think specifically for Arts Fest you need help too, right?
Oh, that's it. Well, yes.
That's
Most
mostly what it's
primarily
for?
right now, that's
Okay.
the push.
Okay.
Right. Right.
So again,
Right.
just to recap, 23rd annual Quincy Arts Fest, September 25th and 26th.
That's right.
Saturday, Sunday at Adams Field.
That's right.
And do you know the hours offhand?
10 to 5, I want to say, on Saturday, and probably 10 to 4 on Sunday.
Okay. And typically, I know the awards are announced at the end of the day on
Sunday.
Yeah.
Exactly. We'll announce the awards and pull the raffle.
And the raffle
Exactly.
winners,
Right,
yeah.
right. So lots of action. We'll probably start around, 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes.
and
and then
then-
we have to close up.
Yes, for another year.
Right, right.
Any deadlines, Kelly, for folks to submit their art?
They've already passed.
Oh, it's passed,
right?
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So again, we are looking at Sunday the 12th. We'll be taking the artwork in, then it will be judged, and then we'll start the hanging midweek.
Okay.
So, and that's when we'll need all hands on deck, is, helping hang the artwork during the day,
Yep. All right.
and then hopefully it'll be up and running.
Hope you have a wonderful festival this year.
Thank you. Thank you so
You're
much
welcome.
for highlighting us and giving us a chance to shine.
It's our pleasure. Thanks for coming over.
Thank you.
Another recap of the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. Really delightful, just a mix of sun and clouds, temperatures in the lower 70s. Comfortable night for sleeping tonight. Look at that, 59 degrees. And really a decent holiday weekend coming up. Tomorrow is definitely the pick, though, with lots of sunshine, 80 degrees. Maybe a shower Sunday, maybe not. A better chance, though, on Labor Day itself for some occasional showers. Thanks again to Kelly Cobble for joining us from the Quincy Art Association.
Thank you.
Thank you to our crew, and thank you for watching. We are off on Monday, by the way, for the Labor Day holiday. Join us again next Friday. Yoichi Utagawa is here from the Quincy Symphony Orchestra on another edition of Currently in Quincy. Happy Labor Day.